client too smart, lor. Take a lot of our time.
Oh,
Want to double the price already. The client too smart. Smart.
hey, Joe.
Okay,
Hi,
so
how are you guys?
this week Anastasia's not joining. I don't know Vincent. I'll just keep an eye open. Just to let you guys know, on Thursday, Denlock have a training about creating courses. So there might be a chance that me and Gerald create a one-to-many program. There is a chance. Not saying we're gonna do it, because according to the plan, it's the wrong time to do that. But you know, maybe they're not.
But we will see.
Well,
Yeah.
if he can tell me something that I like, okay, let me see things in a different way, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
Because if Denlock and other person advice, I might lean towards Denlock.
Yeah.
Okay, because other places where I get the advice, he didn't talk about. He assumed we do not have HTC and HIC training. So when you have these two things, some things will be a bit different. But let's just hear
Yeah.
what he say. Then you know, if we launch, we will just inform you guys. If we launch, it might be 97 a month or 197 a month. It's
But
going to be
definitely under 200.
okay.
So anything, it might be like, yeah.
That will be a monthly program. The main goal, if I were to launch something, the main goal is actually for us to teach business owners how to market themselves, how they can tell other people, hey, I'm an expert in this, and this is why. Because for you to solve this problem, this is my trademark. Anastasia's here. So to solve your problem, this is why, this is what you need to do, and you can explain to them the reason exactly why they cannot get what they want. So that's what we will be doing. So the goal of the program, if we launch for you guys, is going to be because me and Jerry probably going to roll out our ads next month, or by the most late it's going to be July. I think middle June, after my holiday, I come back, we probably start running ads. Then I probably will have too many prospects. Okay, some will need A, some will need B. Probably 80-90% of them we will say, yeah, you're not at a stage where it makes sense for us to help. How about you talk with Paul, you talk with Max, you talk with Anastasia, then we can pass people to you. But we need you to be at a certain place. So when we pass the client to you, they can say, you know, there are 9 things I need to do. Jay say I need to do 1, 2, and 3 with you before I can do whatever. So at least you will understand. It's like everybody been to HTC, we have a common language. Okay, that's a common understanding. And the good thing is everybody here is related to digital marketing. So the foundation is going to be the same. How they reach there, maybe there will be a few ways, but we will show them some ways. So yeah, that's a bit of an introduction. So Anastasia, just to let you know, Denlock will have a poll. It's
How to launch an online course. So make sure it's $27. Make sure you attend it, all of you guys. Do you receive that email?
I don't know what the training is about. Honestly, I just buy.
Yeah, it's so because you are in the copywriting marketing space. I think you can learn 1 or 2 things. Not that you have to apply it now.
Yes.
It's definitely something because we would like all of you to build your vault, right? Copywriters vault. All these are because you're in the digital space. If Sifudan is bringing something like that and you can afford, it's better you invest in yourself.
The idea is this: when you look at Denlock's work or whatever you attend any digital marketing, copywriting things, 2 is 1, you learn for yourself, for your own business. The other is you learn, you see how they do things, so you can share with your clients. This is how they do it.
Yeah.
This is why they do it this way, why they don't do it your way. You know, your way makes sense if these conditions are met. Of course, we're not going to do.
For instance, for instance, Bo is working with the dog trainer, right? He is training, so he's actually a Dunlop of sorts in the dog space. So if you attend such a program, you should attend with 2 eyes. One eye is the program itself. The other eye would be to say, how does this relate to my current client, right? What can I learn from these things Dan is saying that I can bring to my client? So always have two contexts through which you see these trainings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully they're not going to disappoint me because usually I recommend his things without knowing what the hell he's going to teach.
No, we actually had a session with him, and
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, and then I'm saying it will be good for all of you guys.
Okay.
It will expand your context for both you and your clients, so it's good, definitely. Yeah, I guess you all have the email. You received the email, right? Because it was sent to all students.
I just in case don't have, just let me know. I can send you the landing page. Oh,
yeah, it's
yep.
even there. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So go $27. Go for it after here. Okay.
Yep.
Good.
I bought it while I was sleeping. While I was on the bed going to sleep, then I got the email like, let me just get up and turn on my laptop and just buy. I refuse to buy things from my phone when it requires me to fill out information because I don't want to enter the wrong email address. Then I get problems. If you buy from Lazada, I don't care. Can you buy from phone? Okay, so today, what questions do we like to discuss? Just unmute and share some questions with us. No questions. No questions. Very good. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
No. Anyone have the question?
Okay. Look, actually, if no question, then actually I can share some stuff with you guys. No problem. Okay. So this is not final. Actually, I show you guys what I do last time. This is old lah. I mean, I didn't update this for a very, very long time. Okay. So how do I show people? Now you need to know this is during a time. Actually, I think a lot of this I started all of this before COVID. Okay, so it's a bit of a long time. Those days, nobody can tell people why they can't get the result. Remember when we talk with our prospect on the phone, we always need to be able to answer them why they haven't get the result. That's very important. Okay, so they would like to know. So for me, I focus on, I used to do Facebook ads and Google ads. I haven't touched Facebook ads for a few years already. So nowadays, actually, I don't even talk about this. Okay, but for any ad, and there's a reason why I like to do, why I like to help clients who run ads. Okay, because you get less losers. Still you have, but you're going to, somebody who understands you need to pay to acquire customers. Okay, you are going to filter out a lot of people who are total beginner. Like, oh, I just started my business now. I need somebody to write emails for me. You go and take on that person, you're asking for trouble. Okay, so this is one way to filter people. Last time I said as long as you spend $500 on Facebook, I'm okay. So nowadays I'm like, if you are not spending 2,000, let's not even waste time. Okay, so those days, those are my criteria. So I'll show them in this alone why you're not making a lot of money, because a lot of Facebook people, they will business will run ads on Facebook. They just talk about the ad. I say, no, you need to know about your audience and you need to have a good conversion landing page. Back then, a lot of the times they will tell me, oh, no problem, I'm targeting the right audience. Oh, really? We ask a few questions and let's see if it's still the right audience. But most of them will tell me, yeah, actually I didn't pay attention to my landing page. A lot of the time they run the ad straight away, it's buy now. There is no lead capture, there is no nurturing. It's, I sell computer, see this, buy now. Okay, sometimes it can work. And when this is those days in 2015, Malaysia, almost nobody run Facebook ads. Very, very few people run. You can get cost per click under 1 cent. 1 cent as in ringgit. So it's like 0.01 for 0.01 cent in dollar, but you divide by 4. You can get cost per click so low. So back then, I get a lot of people who say, can you make the cost per click lower? And that time, because I don't know what I'm doing, I so obsessed about the goal is to get the cost per click as low as possible. So that time, I keep telling them, so these are all my mistakes, so don't repeat, okay? I keep promising them, I will help you to reduce your cost per click because I thought that is improving their result. Okay, actually, I'm setting myself up for failure because if you think about it, the cost per click doesn't matter as long as you can acquire customers or leads profitably. So I'm actually measuring the wrong thing. But back then, nobody teach this kind of stuff, so we don't know. Lowering the cost per click sounds logical. That's why I do it. Okay, this is very, very long time ago. Okay, so now after I learned some copywriting from that log, now I understand. Oh, actually, you need to talk about people's desire. So you can just show them this and ask, okay, yes, Mr. Prospect, you say you are targeting the right audience. Now, what are they actually buying? And the prospect will say, no, 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 no. They're not buying all of this. They're buying computer. No, 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 no. They're buying this. No, 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 no. They're buying computer. No, you don't know your audience. People buy with emotion. They justify with logic.
Logic. Yeah.
Yeah. And frankly, nowadays, I think this is even, I want to remove this because it seems like a lot of people don't understand this. So we need to meet people at their level. We can't communicate with people at what we know. Okay. So if I were to redo all of this, I'll probably take this away. I'll probably move this like uh, bonus. Okay. Under here. So if they jump on a call about Facebook, okay, let's talk about Facebook. You say you understand your target audience. What is their pain point? I don't know. Okay. What are they actually trying to achieve? They want to have computer. No, that's not what they're trying to achieve. If they keep telling you about the product, these people, they do not know their target audience. And when you hear this, you need to be able to know now, how can I show them the importance of understanding the audience? How can I show them the importance of research? Because if this is what they're telling you, they have not understand their audience. Else they won't speak this way. Okay. What have they tried but it didn't work? I don't know. 9 out of 10 times. Oh, I don't know. Some of them they can say, like some of the weight health coach last time I talked. Oh, they actually tried to eat some pills. Let's say they are doing holistic healing, aromatherapy, some of the more natural side. They say, oh, they went for surgery, but still not their health is still in problem. I say, very nice. If somebody went for surgery but still can't fix the problem, now surgery is it cheap? Surgery is expensive. If surgery can't help you, isn't what we are supposed to sell you worth even more? If they can't be helped with surgery, how skeptical is the audience? Very, very skeptical, correct? They try a lot of stuff, they cannot work. Now we have to tell them why this time is different, why this will work. We have to really tell them. Okay? Then here is we want to use the audience language and all of this. Now, by the time I say this step one, they're like, oh my god, I can see why my ads don't work. Because most of the time when they write their own ad, they're talking to themselves. They talk about all the product, all the service, the feature. We have this, we have 3 days, we have that. I said nobody cares. How can we show them you can help them solve their problem? Can you describe their problem better than they can? Okay, so that's one. Then we can talk about the ad. Then we can talk about targeting. Then I show them now. I'm sure before you jump on the call with me, you want to ask me all about this. And they're like, yeah, actually, we are confused in Facebook. Actually, Facebook, now there's not a lot of people confused. But Google, a lot of people, they will ask, actually, I'm here to ask you about keywords. I said, no. Keywords, step 3. Step 1 and 2 is always the same. The research, the understanding your audience is always the same. Okay, keywords, after we understand, then we talk about keywords. This is where most people miss. Okay, now we understand this. Now we can talk about keywords. Okay, so I say keywords. I can see your keywords. You're using your product, your brand. Okay, most people stop here. A lot of them do not go after their competitor or alternative solution. Let's say you are in weight loss by exercising or diet. How about weight loss by taking pills, weight loss by surgery, liposuction, words like this? They are alternatives to your method. Those are your competitor as well. It's not like if you are in the weight loss and diet, you say, oh, I'm paleo diet or I'm keto diet. Those are my competitors. Then they give the very specific keto diet, they give the very specific paleo diet. No, no, no. There are a lot of other competitors. Also, we need to address not doing anything also is a competitor. Okay, so in the copy also, we need to, if people type, what happens if I'm too fat? Also, you can consider running ads. It doesn't have to be how to diet. Okay, so who are the authority figures when they search for them? Let's say they are searching for Denlock, and let's say you are here to teach people how to close. Okay, you can run ad on Denlock. Yeah, why not? You can. I'm not saying the ad we're going to write, try Denlock, but failed, try us. Something like that. Denlock is too direct, no worries. We are more gentle. Something like that. You have to tell them why you don't like, why they, because if they like Denlock, they already visit him. So there must be a reason they don't like him. So you have to guess, okay, maybe too direct. Or maybe not direct enough. Maybe not enough profanity. I don't know. There must be a reason. Okay. So here, then we talk about, yes, where you want to put the ad on specs, on certain web page, on certain blogs, on you want to put it on YouTube or where. Usually this I ignore. Usually this I ignore, but sometimes you can do something about it. Okay. And yeah, when you talk about keywords, yes, bliss state and symptoms, sometimes you also have to use this. So it's like there's so many things here. I'm sure you want to ask me about keywords and cost per click and stuff like that, but I don't know. Have we actually did this? So the reason that today you think your cost per click is very high or you spend a lot of money but you didn't get result, I say it's not, maybe it's a keyword problem, but most of the time it's a marketing problem. Maybe you're selling to people who are not a good fit with you. Or maybe it's the price point got problem. Or maybe you're selling to the right people, but you're not telling them the right things. You're not addressing their fears. You're not saying what they tried before. Because they need to know, you understand what they have tried. What was their journey? You need to be able to articulate that. So usually until here, they're like, oh my God, this is why. Then I say, okay, now, has this been valuable to you? Have you already got the reason? Then I said, that being said, now maybe you can share your screen. Let me take a look where I can make some suggestions, okay, where you're wasting money. So this is how I usually do a review session. I have all of this. So from here, they can know, okay, why is it a problem? And usually when we talk about the landing page, I say, hey, I don't have time to talk about a landing page, but here is a checklist. Let me talk about what is all of this. And in fact, if you really want, here's a video. I send them the link, they go and watch it. I said, usually I don't have time to cover the landing page. So I said, now, if this is, do you find this is useful? You'll say, yeah. Okay. So sometimes agency owners find me, then agency owners, I don't plan to continue the conversation because I don't plan to work with agencies. Then if they are business owner, then, I'll try to close them on a retainer or something. How about I go and reset all of your ads? How can we work together and stuff like that? So you need to be able to show your expertise, like, why you are different with others people. And I can tell you, most people don't do this. Most people, they don't show what's the difference between me writing email and other people. Okay, so which is why for ball, last time I did something like this. Show them how to avoid entering the spam folder. You need to show them, yes, you're writing, your email is quite okay. It's not terrible. But if all of them just enter the spam folder, nobody read. Did you know, you can tell them, did you know 80% of your email is not being opened? Now, out of the 80%, 70% actually enter the spam folder. So can we do something? How about the first thing we do together? The first thing, I make sure your email land into the inbox, or at least land in the promotion tab. How much is that worth for you? Then you close on that part only. Be very, very specific. What is the outcome? So me and Gerald, we realized we make some mistake. We are a bit too vague. We try to do, because we are quite capable, we try to do everything. Your sales got problem, we fix your sales. Your marketing got problem, we fix your marketing. Your ads got problem, we fix your ads. Your staff communication got problem, we fix your staff communication. End up, week 1 we do this, week 2 we do this. It takes a while to actually fix a problem. Assuming your client is smart and assuming your client is very cooperative. Not all are. Okay, so that is the mistake we realized. So now we are like, okay, hey, how can we fix this? Maybe Jerry want to share something here. You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah. So I just wanted to go on. I don't want to disturb your thought train, because the only thing maybe I want for, I know Bo has done something for Max and Anastasia. I would like you to study this, so you create your own triangle so that you pitch pretty well, and that's something that's going to make you distinct. Yeah, Jay, go on.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be too complicated. Like email, what is the, I think a lot of people, the email enters spam. Okay, if this is something like, hey, how about I solve this for you? And it's going to be $250 or $500 or whatever it is. Start with this.
For instance, Max is into Facebook and like social media general. So he can take something, okay, the best way to make a foolproof Facebook ad something, all right? So you have 6, 7 factors, you make a triangle like that, and then you pitch people. So they know that this is your process. Like Sifu talks about wealth triangle. So everything he builds is on the wealth triangle.
Yep.
So you need to build your own triangles of sorts, right? So that you know that I'm going to have this kind of sessions with you and we'll be doing this. If I do it for you, then I do this, I do this. If I do this, this will happen, right? So it's easy because we're in soft economy. So it's difficult sometimes to judge, okay, why am I paying somebody 2K or $500, right? So if you have a diagram like this, it makes it easy for the user to pay you, right? So it's good. So you begin to think about how you like your triangle, quote unquote, to look like. So Jay, go on.
Yep. So if let's say you are going to operate for Instagram, let's say Instagram ads now, I haven't run any Instagram only ads. Last time when I run Instagram ads is because we have a Facebook page and we have an Instagram page, so I can just check. I want to show my ads on Instagram, but it is not Instagram optimized. That being said, step 1 and step 2, I believe for almost any platform, it will apply.
Yeah.
Step 3, every platform targeting will be different. So, yep, this is the targeting part. But step 1, step 2, you can just take what you see here and use. You'll be able to
make it your own. Yeah, just make it your own, and for the two of you, and just that would make you look a genius, because you remember one of the things clients buy confidence, right? Apart from the service, they want to see that this fellow know what they're talking about. So if you present with a shell like this, it really gives you credibility.
Yeah, so what I usually do is actually I let them download this or I send them this before we jump on a call, which is why I think almost nobody ghosts me or book an appointment but didn't show up. Okay, then I'll show them. Now can you see? Now I show them what is this, and usually I'll just delete this. Else it's too complicated. I'll say, hey, how many places are you running ads? Then they will say, Facebook. Okay. Number two, no, only Facebook. That's it. Now, why do you think I have 3 traffic source? Then they'll say, oh, because one is too risky. I say, yes, exactly. Okay, then I'll say, now, can you see why I have different offers? Because sometimes we want to use one lead magnet, 2 lead magnet. How do we know which is better? Try it. Have to try. It can be different landing, same offer, different landing pages, different angles. So this is where I talk about split testing, and I say, you capture the lead. And I say most of the time, cost per click don't matter as much because the profit is made in the back end. And this is where most business owners, they will stop doing their marketing. After they collect this database, actually a lot of them back in those days, they don't even collect. They don't even have this. They just show them the product, buy now, full stop. That's it. No, there's no way. It is almost impossible to be profitable because nowadays a lot of people are advertising online, especially after COVID. More and more people. The ad cost per click actually keep going up, especially high during COVID. Everybody's advertising online. Okay, so what they need to do is capture an email list and send them emails. I say, I don't care if you're sending text message. I don't care if you're using email. I don't care if you're using WhatsApp or Messenger. But this needs to happen. Back in those days, there's even like, what's that called? ManyChat. ManyChat I used
Yeah,
for a short while.
many chat is not working these days.
Yep.
People don't like it.
I didn't touch it anymore. But back in, there was a time where I type ManyChat here, then I replace it with text message. Okay, then I say, now you ask me about retargeting. Some of them a bit more sophisticated. They ask me about retargeting. I say, now, can you see retargeting is at the end of here? Once you have all of this in place, this is something to slightly improve it. Unless you already have everything in place, you add. Okay, different story. So I say, now, can you see now why you are missing a few pieces of the puzzle? And they're like, oh yeah, actually, not missing a. I think I have only 2 pieces of the whole thing. I say, yeah, and that is why you are struggling. Now, and I will say, I can't solve this overnight. In fact, I don't think a few months is enough. This might be something long. Okay, but before I talk about that, now how much is your business doing? Then we transition into closing. Okay, but up to this point, they already gave you a lot of information. You will know how much they're spending on ads. You know if this person, like, how much you like the person. By this time, I will know. Okay, from here you can transition to a close. So you will have your own way. I think if you want to show people context, this still applies today. Of course, I tailored it more for paid ads because I run that. Okay, but you will have your own way. And sometimes you can say, hey, I specialize in email. This is my part. Now I can't really help you if you don't have enough traffic source. Or I can't help you if you do not have certain things missing. Then you can show them, I specialize in this part. I can write your email. I can probably write your text message. I can probably write your WhatsApp campaign. That being said, if your front end is weak, we'll have a lot of challenges. So my suggestion is we have some knowledge here. We have some knowledge here. You don't need to be a very good expert, but at least be able to understand some things about traffic. There's a lot of courses about traffic. You can go and get it out there. Once you are able to show this, I mean, very few people can, even until today. And this slide is quite old. I haven't updated this for a long time. Okay, so yeah, uh, for those a bit more technical, they ask me like, what is the keyword, what is the targeting? I said, I don't want to talk about that during here because I already have this video. You can go and watch it. So this video, actually, I shot it. I updated it, I think 2020 or 2021. I actually have a updated and it's actually on YouTube, so they can go and watch it. I said, this is just setting stuff you can point and click. We do not need to waste our time here. But that being said, you go through this, you probably save you 30%, maybe 50% of your ad budget. Okay, so this is what I mean by we want to provide value upfront. Imagine you do all of this, and I used to do all of this review for free. You want them to think, I haven't paid this guy, he already helped me save so much money. If I don't keep him around, I'm not doing something right. Because by this time, you're not the first person they talk with. They already talk with many people. You are probably the first person to show them, the whole big picture. And why their profits either is not consistent, or either they're not making money, or either it's not profitable. So now you can explain very well, especially if the business or the prospect is Emerald or Ruby. What you see just now is meant to talk with them, because I refuse to sell to Sapphire. Okay, so questions? Yes, Max.
So actually, I'm very curious about your presentation. Just now the presentation is show before the closing call or after the closing.
Last time I tried to do everything in one session, but I think it's better to do two sessions. One is the review. The other one is, actually, the review will take me about 45 minutes to 1 hour. So I said, we have already reached here. So what do you think so far? Now, knowing what I know today, I will say this. Let's say if we were to put a score out of 10 marks, what do you think about this session? If they say 10, fantastic. If they say 9, 8, I'll say, what needs to happen for it to be a 10? Probably they'll say, oh, I cannot fully digest everything. You said a lot of work to do. I'm very scared. Exactly. So, what do you think we need to do? Can we meet again? Yes. Or no? I'm a bit busy. Okay. Like, can we extend or something? We all want more clarity. I said no, because I only scheduled 1 hour for today. How about we meet? Then I send you my calendar. There will be another session. Okay. But before we have that, what would you like to accomplish during that session? Then I can start to write down. I can start to prepare for the next meeting. Don't try to do everything in one, because when you do the review, you actually spend quite some energy. You'll be tired. Would you like to?
Yeah, so I think, yeah, like Max, we actually, Jay, we talked about this, making your presentation, closing with review. We definitely agreed that focus on review, because what happens is most people are not well prepared. So they come and they do what Sifu call half-assing, right? That's not good. It doesn't do good for your credibility. So break your sessions into two, because you are telling the people you are an expert, right? So you should really analyze their business so well that they know that they have not been doing justice to their business, especially if you now have a process. That's why we want you guys to develop your process. You go through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, whatever stage you have. Already you are closing them, right? Because you know your stuff so well, they see out of 10 steps, their business, they're only doing 3 or 4, right? So then in their mind, they will say, okay, now, how can I work with this guy? How can I work with this fellow, right? In their mind, secretly. So if you do this so well, and then you ask them to score and say, okay, so far we've spent 35 minutes. Is this making sense? How does this, what new things have you learned and stuff like that? So just to help them gauge you. And obviously, if you've done a good job in the review, they would say, I am blown out. I now know why my business was not doing well. My Facebook ad, in your case, Max, they said, I know why my Facebook ads were just not producing anything. They could even say, how can you help me now? All right. So in that case, you can say, now, normally what I do is, after a session like that, I organize another session, and then we go through A, B, C, D, and stuff like that. So at that point, you can talk about the costs if you have to, or you may want to say, okay, let's talk about all these other issues, the missing link. Then after that, we will then see if it's the right thing for us to do together. So you may have a variation, but definitely I would like you to break it into two parts. review, do it separately based on your parameters, and then the closing call, do it separately after you go into more details of what the expectations are and what you're able to do, what you're not able to do, and setting the expectations right, so that you don't undercharge, you don't overcharge, but you charge properly. So that would be the right thing to do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually I agree with Gerald because you need to know this is a time where I haven't attended HTC. So the last time I do not to close, usually it's people close me. So they will ask, so let's say if I need to do this, what do I need to do? How do you charge? Or some of them they'll say, if we meet every week, like how do you work? How do you charge? They'll ask me. I think 80-90% of the time they ask me that. You know, I don't need to tell them, so what do you think about this? Do you think 500 a month is good? Most of the time people ask me. So was that helpful? Yeah, Max?
Yeah, sure. Because this reminds me, I did one review call from Upwork. The client is from Upwork, and I'm not able to close them. And it's because the review stage I make it so terrible. So yeah, both of us just don't know. I don't know what they want, and they don't know what I cannot offer. So that's the problem. Yeah.
The review is always this. Show them what needs to happen for them to get result. Show them why they haven't get the result. What needs to happen for them to get the result? What is the gap? Here is where you need to be. Here is where you are. Here is what you need to do.
Yeah, and that is why we want you to have a process, right? Because if you have a process, it is 10, 15 steps. So you can then say, from what I did, from what I saw, you add has one is there, but two, 3, 4 not there. Then you have 5, then 6 is not there. So clearly you basically plot in front of them the things that are checked and the things that are crosses, right? So it almost becomes a no-brainer. Like if Jay shows that the previous chart, it becomes, Jay just move behind the chart.
Yes.
Yes, this one, right? So if you have your process laid out like this, now, ideally, once you tell them, like from my mentor says, if you have one traffic source, that's suicidal. What happens if Facebook dries up? What are you going to do, right? Then you offer, suppose one offers, it doesn't give you the chance for split testing, right? So if you have a structure like this, the review will be based on this. So Max, I think in your case, why both of you got confused is you're just talking the air. It's very difficult to conceptualize if you're talking from the air. You need to have a picture like this that has the processes. So you can point process 1, process 2, but this, right now I focus on process X, but I can get you people to focus on process Y. Like Anastasia could say, okay, I'm good with writing the WhatsApp messages and stuff like that, but I am not good with the offer situation. I have somebody who can help you shape the offer. So at this point, when you have a structure like that, first of all, it gives the business owner that you understand. And then it also gives you the chance to say what you can do and what you cannot do. And that also brings credibility to you, right? Because you don't want to look smart excessively, right? And then you're like, it doesn't help you. So it's good for you to know precisely what you know what to do and what you don't know, and that also you can bring in collaborators who you can work with independently with the business owner, where you focus on your part, they focus on your part. It can be a joint situation or different things, but you need to be able to give them, this is the picture. For them to be successful, they need all these pieces together.
This is useful if you want to close for a long term, because you have to show them, can you see why this is not going to be done overnight? Now, if you just want to close for a, let's say, ad or landing page, at the very least have this. Now, this you can just go and get. I got this from Danox video. I got that from his video. I just take notes.
But one of the things that, yeah, just talking about this, the reason why I'm focusing on them having a structure is long term is better. You don't need many clients. If you're always building landing pages and running one landing page to another landing page or email to another email from different clients, you're actually not helping yourself.
Yep.
So one of the things I always share with my students is you better have 2-3 clients for the long term rather than having one client every other day, right? Because then you don't build on previous knowledge. So I would rather every one of you articulate what you like to do, make a process with it, and then pitch clients for the longer term.
Start with having this. If you're going to specialize the
Yes.
landing page, this is the bare minimum. You want to specialize on Facebook or Instagram ads, this is the bare minimum. Google, this is the bare minimum. Then show them how do they use this. How do they use this is this. Okay, so this is the thing they come for. But most of the time when people buy the thing, you want to buy a product, most of customers, they don't really know how to fully utilize the product or service. This is where this come into play. You don't need to have this immediately, but this just do some work, go and Google, summarize some stuff. Now this actually I take from Danlog. Okay, what I add congruency, I add design, and I add page loading speed. That's a bit of my technical background because I used to build websites, so I add a little. Okay, so any email, now what you can break down the components: subject line, opening, call to action, okay, the image, spam filters, spam words, 5-7 points. Yeah, there you go.
Bullets, you know, all those different things we use in email, or whatever thing you're doing. So that will really show that you're an expert, and you don't need to have too many of those things. Yeah.
Don't be too excited. But that being said, you can always do this. Then you can simplify it. This is a simplified version. This is because I find myself that time I think sometimes is that the ad is okay, but I need to show them why the landing page sucks. So yeah, here. Okay, so I even have a call to action here. I'm not sure if this link works. You know, this is quite old. You know? But yeah, just in case they saw this, or let's say they send to other people. Yeah, here's my business card. Then other stuff which sometimes I need to bring up, I have here. But these are the things I don't talk because it's too much for people. I used to talk about the whole thing, then I realized, nah, I'm wasting my time. One is enough. 1 + 1. Full stop.
Yeah. Your process and that thing you are reviewing. Yeah. So that would be my recommendation. So how like if you are working on landing page, see how landing page fits within the business scaling process. If it is Google ad, see how it fits within the business. If it is email, see how it fits. And then you can point different areas and say, this is where I stand. But for this to work well, we need A, B, C, D, right? I can help you with this. I can recommend people on this, but all this process needs to be done together. And that's how you can actually get yourself long-term deals.
Yeah. And when you do this, kind of hard to charge too little. You charge too little, people like, something is wrong. Yeah, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I did design this according to my logo color and stuff like this, but those days I spend my time. Now if you ask me to do this, I'm too lazy. I'll just get somebody on Fiverr to do it. Okay, but yeah, those days I go and take a photo and go and do all this. You guys don't need to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But at the very least, this has to be here. We need this. Yeah. Okay. Then why I like to use this a lot is I find a lot of people can't visualize. or they don't get it. So I need to be able to show a business owner who don't know anything about marketing why their things don't work. So this I show if let's say they're trying to sell meat to vegetarian. I say you're selling to the wrong person. I can't help you. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't help me? You're trying to sell meat to vegetarian. It said I can run the best strategy, the best offer, best copy, best design, best everything. You're trying to sell meat to vegetarian, it's not going to work. Oh yeah, because this is the foundation. You're asking me to build the building from second floor. Now, why I have all of this is because in the past I tried to explain some things, but they don't get it.
Yeah, so Jay, for instance, let's say email, right?
Hmm.
So here for Bo, you can have something, maybe 7 factors for successful email campaign, right? So you have this, you have this, you have the different processes. Now, from your training, you'll go to different books and schools, right? And then come what makes email campaign work. So you have your process. So then when you're closing, it really becomes easy. You say, okay, this is what needs to happen. These are the what is the pieces of a puzzle, right? You know, those things we build. This part, this part, this part, this part, right? And then when you talk with the business owner, clearly they see the part they have been ignoring. And then suddenly you really look like an expert, right? Of course, you're an expert, but when you have something like that, you even look more of an expert, and they will not have problem paying you.
Okay.
By this, you reduce price objection.
Yep. And just a tip. This number 6 thing should be the thing that they usually ask you about. So I don't know much about email, but let's say it's landing page, I will say countdown timer or animation. This will give you maybe extra 1-2%. Sometimes it will reduce 1-2% because it reduce the page loading speed. So I rather not have this. So these things you want to say, yes, I understand why you say this is because a lot of fake guru go and talk about countdown timer, animation, this and that. Sounds very nice, looks very nice, but these are just here. And you can say that some of them they want good English, quote unquote good English. Yeah, good English will improve the conversion booster maybe 1-2%. And sometimes might even reduce because sometimes the typo make it feel more genuine. How do I know? So these are the things that people tell you. You know it doesn't matter, but you have to show them why, because it is here. This actually for me, design is design important? Sometimes yes, as long as it can make people read comfortably, good enough. Load fast, read comfortably, good enough. Now, why the prospect will say, I want a landing page or email that look nice? Because they see all the good emails all look nice. That's why they tell you that. It's the same like the prospect want to buy laptop and they say they want i5. Then some idiot go to the shelf there, climb high, go and pick an i5 and go and sell them. I don't want to mention who. They see the good converting marketing campaigns who are the English very fluent, very smooth. Then they come and tell you, I want English fluent. No, what they say is that, but what they want is, I want a good ad campaign. If your work convert, got a typo here and there, nobody going to make noise. You can even say, I don't know, jinx it, maybe it's the typo that make people feel this is genuine.
Yeah, true. So basically, I think this is. I'm glad you guys didn't have a question, and we're able to go through this. So start working on your
This takes some
process.
time. This takes some
Yeah.
time. It's not done.
Yeah.
I didn't do this in one. I do a few times, then I keep asking why these people don't understand what I'm trying to say. Then okay, how can I say this in a way that even they don't have the training, they can understand? Because most of the time they really don't have the training. I'm serious. They don't know how to sell, they go and start their own business. They don't know how to market, go and start their own business. Serious. You cannot expect them to go to HIC. Not going to happen.
And they don't have time, right? And so this is why it's important for you to be able to master your process, be able to master your pitching, and then obviously do the delivery. So that helps a lot. Yeah.
I find the price resistance and the objection actually, a lot of stupid questions go away after I have this. And people are more like ready to work with me.
Yeah.
So the best way to answer question and handle objection is make it so that this question don't even come up.
Prevent the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like either for both of you. So if you like you want to they ask you to do Insta review, so you have like now Max, you have multiple things. You have Insta, you have Facebook. What other thing do you do also apart from those two?
Email copywriting. That's my
Ah.
basic, my fundamental.
Okay. So I thought you're only social media. Okay. So you are three. That's good. So this works for both of you, right? So you need to have your process for Insta, for Facebook, for email, right? So that you can situate your product
I prefer you don't
within their business.
I'll prefer you don't come up with your own process. Just go and take the process from a course, add one or two things, or remove one.
No, this is what I'm saying. Because copywriters copyright, so they steal. So simple sense, copywriters steal. So when I said make your own, like Jay, what you constructed was not 100% your own, but customize it. Take what is all over the place, customize it to your way, your font, your whatever that makes it authentically yours. So you resonate with it, and then you use that to pitch and situate your work, whether email or Insta, within the business environment, like within the entire business process, so that they see you as the guru of the sport. That way you can charge 5K and they will pay comfortably.
Why
charge
nobody
3K, they will pay comfortably.
why nobody asked, hey, is this original 100% yours? Why nobody asked this question? Okay, few things. Number one, it's a dumb question. Number two, the colors, the scheme here is based on my logo. Number three, I can walk them through this very fluently with practice, of course. With practice. Okay, now, when you can do this, does it matter if you copy? Who cares?
Yeah, this is why I'm saying let them start doing it. So they steal and make it their own, they copy and paste. You develop, because you are not, to be successful tomorrow, you have to start the process today, right? So this is why I would like you to spend part of your time is building digital assets. So as we are going, you need to start building your digital assets. So if you went to a website, copy things that they will help you. If you received an email, copy something that you may not need today, but 2 years later, you will need. It could even be a layout that you really like, right? So whatever it is, so create a special vault on Gmail or whatever, whether NAS or whatever you do, create a vault where you get all your stuff to dump, future stuff that you will need in the future, where you begin to create your digital assets, right? So it's important.
Yeah. So how much is this? Is about writing better email? No, zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
So I have a quick question. So if let's say this digital asset we create, so if I only selling the consulting business, then I can just outsource all what they want just to other people. So I can just charge.
Yep, majority of it. Yep. The writing itself, you can outsource it, majority of it.
I see.
If you want to do pure consultant, know how to do the review, know how to close and answer question. Actually, all of this, know how to do the review, know how to listen. I think.
And then close, because you close with your ears, right? You close with your ears, yeah.
I see.
Okay.
And then, another quick question. I sort of know the answer already, but I want to see if you guys have any other thoughts. So because you mentioned about the front end and back end, like the complicated picture you have just now. Obviously, right now we're specializing in something, right? For example, email or social media. So when you present the front end and the back end to the client, it's like you're helping them to understand the big picture, but at the same time, you sort of have the chances of like um, figuring out the the problem is not on what you're specializing in. So for example, let's say you're specializing in email, but at the end of the day, you figure out the problem is not with email, it's about, I don't know, Facebook
Most
ads
of
or
the
something.
time, the problem
Yeah.
source, because you see so many components, what are the
Yeah.
chance the problem source, the root of the problem is actually the thing you specialize, maybe 10%. I can tell you it doesn't matter
Yes.
because they will want you to do everything, even though you can't. Because you're the first person to show them the big picture, the context. Nobody has
Yeah.
able to do this.
So the quickest way, just to build on that, the quickest way for you to look like an expert is giving context.
Yep.
Yeah.
People lack context. So so you need to study what makes a digital business, what makes a business successful.
Yep.
Right? Because this email, this ad, Facebook ad is part of the business. It is one component within the business. So don't just come and write email and go away.
Don't be like
and close your eyes.
some
Yeah.
idiot who sell computer. I have i3, I must sell i3. I don't care if you want i3 or not. I must sell you.
Yes.
Especially
So don't be like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't be like that. So what you need to do is be able to situate your email, your landing page, whatever you're producing within the business success platform, right? So it's like if you have this, it's like this, right? So you are like this space bar, right?
Yeah.
But you're saying for this to work, this entire process is what will make everything successful. So in this case, I do this, but I can have these other people to work. But what about the rest? How is he working in the other thing? So by the time you open the mind of the business owner, they will trust you more, right? It doesn't mean you're going to do everything, but then you focus on what you do.
I know I can sense your concern, like, oh my god, I only know how to do email. All the other things are not very good. Number one, they can't tell the difference between you do it and other people do it.
Yes.
Frankly, they can't. Number two, they don't care.
They want results. So even that is how you can actually get more business for yourself, because they have not thought about it like that.
The only situation where this don't work is you're talking to an agency.
Yeah, you shouldn't talk to an agency.
This is an exception, okay? If
Okay,
let's say I go and talk with 7plus, I say, hey, you know, this is the whole thing. Here, you know, these are few channels. Like, actually, this is the worst channel. Performing is Google. Then doesn't make sense. Okay, but actually, I told them that, and they appreciate that. I say very simple. As long as you can find Lisa, I don't care. But show them the whole thing. Now, why I say this is because I realized, and this is true before COVID, is true after COVID. After COVID, nobody got the information problem. Everything can Google, everything can YouTube, correct?
Yes.
Why people still ask for help? Why people still ask for coaching consultation? Because nobody can give context. Yeah. Everybody, you can go and search YouTube. How to do digital marketing. Some will say SEO, some will say run ads, some will say do email, some will say this and that, whatever it is. Then they get confused, like, actually, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
Why everybody makes sense? Now they're confused. Now you're the first person to show them.
To bring this whole thing. So right now, as part of your growth, understand what makes a business tick. And then see how your component fits within all the other things. So when you're meeting the business owner, then they will know this guy knows this thing, right? And they will be willing to take you for a long time.
And
because you want somebody who is paying you 2K, 3K every month for 6 months. You don't want to be doing deals every day, right? It's not in your interest.
Here's the way to filter out the clients who are no good. If they insist I want to hire the email, hire you for email and hire another person for Facebook ads, good, get lost. Until they reach a very, very high level, let's say 7+, they want specialists. Okay, I can understand that. If they're not doing 2 million a month, if they're doing 2 million a month, you want a specialist? Yes. Not many people at that stage. The funny thing is, your email skill is, let's say, 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Your Facebook skill is 1 out of 10. They will think your Facebook skill is 7 out of 10 because you can show them contacts.
Yeah.
And most of the time,
Then at the back end, you can work with Max, you can work with Gerard, you can work with whoever it is.
Yep.
So, but of course, out of maybe 5 processes, you don't pick everything, right? Again, greed will kill you. So pick something that you know you can do, you have contacts out there to do, that you can still manage and be able to deliver. So that is how you actually grow.
If you can write email, you can write text, SMS, you can write WhatsApp, probably is close enough. Okay, landing page, let somebody else do. The ads, banner, graphic design, let somebody else do. Why you go and touch it? I don't even design my landing page nowadays. Fiverr. Yeah. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. Okay.
And there are people who are so fast. Within 1 hour, they have done the job. They're much faster than you. Yeah. Very, 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 very good. There's people on Fiverr who are super good, genius. They just do their stuff. So OPM, and one of the things Sifu Dan taught during the last CIB, he says, right now, you should use OPA, OPE, OPM. Other people's affiliations, other people's experience, other people's money, other people's time, right? So if you are not delegating by outsourcing many of the things, you can actually not make abnormal money, right? Like you see, the money that made in 7+ and Sifu, that's abnormal money by any standards. So how can you make abnormal money? It's by leverage, right?
Then on Fiverr, there are a few things that I say you can outsource very confidently. Number 1, graphic design. Number 2, building landing page. Okay, these two I 100% confident. Even you can get a average or below average, it will still look quite good. The good ones are really good, but I can't tell the difference. Okay, so I don't care. My client probably can't tell the difference. Okay, but I give them the guidance. There's a way I communicate. That's another story for another day. But let's say if you want to outsource research to Fiverr, don't. Wrong place to outsource. No. Fiverr is not a place for that. Outsource copywriting, yes and no, depends. Research, no. Yeah, but if it's design, building website, people from Sri Lanka, Pakistan, India, crazy good. Crazy good.
Yeah, their hands on design is impossible. Impossible. They are like how Taiwanese make chips, right? Computer chips. They're that good. Yeah, almost. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Malaysia chip computer manufacturer can just repackage shit and sell people only. We cannot do our own chip. Okay. Anyway, that's all for this session. Max, maybe you can. I'll send you a link again. You can jump on. We have a short discussion.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. Bye bye, everybody.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sure.